This biryani video made me drool. Another, not so much. Let's find out why one pulls you in and the other just passes you a tray. In today's world, the way something is presented can shape public perception just as much as the thing itself. So let's break down 5 meta lessons from these videos, not just as food lovers, but as storytellers, entrepreneurs, and communicators.
Hyderabad is an early settlement by the Yemenis Muslims. If you talk about Hyderabad, it's about biryani. It's like a very traditional way of Muslims in Hyderabad make biryani. So more or less they still keep the tradition of making the biryani very authentic. So that's the unique part of the Hyderabad dum biryani.
Why give a history lesson? Not because he wants to pad his TED Talk resume, but because it makes everything taste better. Now I know, biryani isn't just lunch in Hyderabad, it's their identity. It's like finding out your grandma's cookies come from a 200-year-old family recipe. Suddenly, they are not just cookies, they are artifacts. If this dish has survived centuries, there must be something special about it. He's not just a guy that makes lunch. He's a custodian of tradition. That makes the whole story more compelling. He's not just trying to make money. He's protecting a legacy. You root for him because his mission feels bigger than business.
To make a good biryani, you need a very good spices. Green cardamom, a special ingredient called a nutmeg flower, a sa jeera, ginger garlic paste, the coriander leaf from India. So here all my selected spices. While boiling this, we will start marinating the chicken. Right? To marinate the meat, the first process will be adding the ginger and garlic paste. Sa jeera, not many people use for biryani cooking. These flavors make different compared to the rest of the biryani. There is some fresh coriander leaf and mint leaf. Roasted onion is the main key ingredient for the taste of the biryani. Because we already removed the fat, so we need to add the oil. Special chili powder come from Andhra Pradesh. They call Guntur chili powder. These are our own garam masala that we blended ourselves. Home blended coriander powder. A bit of cumin powder. This is called a methi leaf, so it's a dry leaf of fenugreek. Turmeric is always a part of Indian cooking. So we use a homemade yogurt. So I'm going to stir it again to make the marination evenly done. We're going to rest it for a while before we start.
Without saying it outright, you see that he selects the best ingredients. He makes his own spice blends. He understands what each element contributes. The takeaway is, this man cares. That makes you care too.
The difference between Hyderabad dum biryani and the normal biryani is the cooking technique and the ingredient they use, and the flavor and the texture is totally different compared to the more North Indian or the extreme South India like Tamil Nadu. The Hyderabad chicken dum biryani, they marinate the raw chicken, they rest it, then they boil the ingredients in the water, then they strain out, then they parboil the rice, then they place the rice on top of the raw meat, then they seal the pot. That's called dum biryani in Hyderabad. South Indian, like Tamil Nadu, what they do, they will fry everything in the oil, spices and the meat, everything once cooked, then they pour the water, then they put the rice, they cook it together. That's what for them they call it a dum biryani. So you'll see the texture will be different, like can be more soft or soggy. And Hyderabad dum biryani generally is like a little bit more dry and less oil.
He walks you through the actual process, like a mini cooking documentary. That creates credibility and makes the viewer feel educated, not just sold to. Clarity builds trust. It also subtly positions Hyderabad biryani as more refined or disciplined. Less oil, more layers, more technique. Contrast sharpens appreciation. These are small phrases, but they tap into sensory expectations, especially for Singaporean viewers used to oily or wet dishes. You get a cleaner mouthfeel, a more elegant finish, something worth trying even if you're used to another style. Sensory language equals viewer imagination equals increased craving.
Each year, I go back my kampong, right, for like Deepavali and all that. So I'll preparing the biryani for my whole family. We are a big family, around 50 of us. My mom have 29 grandchildren. It's very fun to cook together with the family. Even my motto is like sharing and caring. Life is better when we dine together.
This is the soul of the story. It's emotionally powerful. and beautifully human. He's no longer just a biryani expert. He's a son, brother, uncle, and community member. This makes him deeply relatable, especially to viewers who understand the emotional weight of family gatherings. And he links the food to love, joy, and legacy, things no Michelin star can replicate. You're no longer just judging whether the biryani looks good. You're feeling something about the man behind the dish. Now let's compare that to another Indian place. How do they describe themselves?
Pratawala not only offers food, we do offer the environment, which you don't find this in a typical Indian restaurant. It's a quick style service.
He starts strong, but why not explain more? Is the environment modern, quiet, Instagrammable, hygienic? And quick style service sounds like a fast food chain, something people already get from food courts. Also, is this a corporate pitch or a personal story? Finally, there's no why behind the quick service or the different environment. What makes the environment and service special? Without context or emotion, the statement feels empty. And then he explains his biryani.
My goodness, the amount of spices that the Indians use is incredible. Like our biryanis, I think there are about 20 odd ingredients in a nasi biryani. Can you imagine?
I don't feel that his biryani is special. Why? He sounds like an outsider, and he didn't name any ingredients, so I don't smell the spices in my mind. In contrast, Mr. Biryani named each spice and explained their purpose, so I have more trust in his craft.
I would say that a lot of Indians say that our food is authentic. The food's all cooked by Indians. There's not one cook who's not an Indian. We have North Indian cooks, we have South Indian cooks.
This repetition comes across as overcompensating. It doesn't address how the recipes are created, how the flavors are balanced, or what values drive the food. Food isn't good simply because it's cooked by people from a certain country. Why not focus more on process, ingredients, and philosophy? In the end, this isn't just about biryani. It's about what makes any story or product stick. Specificity, emotion, purpose. Mr. Biryani made me hungry because he shared more than a recipe. He shared a reason. And yes, presentation alone can't fix bad food. But if no one ever tries your dish, how will they know it's good? Communication isn't fluff. It's your first impression. It's your invitation to be taken seriously. If you're struggling to find your why, start with 3 things. Your where, which is your roots. Your what sets your craft apart. And your who, the people you're doing it for. Get those right, even if it means changing your product, and your why will reveal itself. These storytelling lessons don't just apply to food. If you want to see how the best politicians use the same techniques to win trust, check out the video, How to Win Singapore's Elections. Thanks for watching.